Hello and welcome to episode 168 of our multi-leveling journey. We find ourselves in the login screen. After last night, our internet service provider decided to perform maintenance on our line and our connection was cut off, lost for a considerable length of time. I decided, after much trying and much resetting of the router, to go to sleep, and here we are. We find that whether we are alive or dead, I mean, there's a high chance that the elite mob we were standing in front of did move and engaged and killed us. So let's find out. If we are alive, I shall be remarkably surprised, to be honest. Oh, wow. Well, I am very, very surprised. There we go. There is the elite. So I guess let's continue with where we were. Not even sure that we actually have to do evasion. And then we need to go up jug car as well. So we'll head over, get Khan's head as well. We can back and in these two quests that are complete. Well, at least we're not re-leveling from one today. I felt sure that was very much an option. when we disconnected right in front of where he potentially paths. I thought, well, that's it, right? We're dead here. But it was not to be. I don't know. I don't know where he went instead or what the elite did, but he didn't aggro us. As we logged in at full health. Let's snag this chest while we're here. Anything good? Really? Some fade leaf we can use. So, Ghost Walker Post first. I think the Good morning, Nazis. I survived another disconnect last night. So, feeling somewhat happy this morning. Um, eh, no, I don't get disconnects often at all. First one was underwater. The game crashed, and then my computer crashed. We had to restart. There were about 2, maybe 3 ticks of breath from death. Shh. A bit too close. And then last night my internet service provider decided to do a maintenance on my connection, so I couldn't even log back in and check if we were alive or not. And we were standing in front of Lord Azrathok, ready to do the Corruptor quest that we just completed. I felt there was a really high chance that he just aggroed us while we were standing there. That would be it. But apparently we survive, so not starting from level 1 today is a good thing. We get to go to Ormsbrad and Arathi today, I think, and possibly down to the Badlands. With any luck, connection will simply return to being its normal, completely stable self. Right, a massive coughing fit then. Oh. Yeah, so I'm in this last Desolus quest here. And then either fly from Shadow Prey path to free wind and fly immediately. we'll do. That is not a quest we want to take right now. No, I think we... No, it's not worth burning Hearthstone. We'll fly from Shadow Prey. Yeah, it's basically the same flight time. Got to sprint up to get there.
Who you be?
When we get to Undercity, yeah, when we get to Undercity, to buy a new bag slot.
What brings you here? Fine.
In the bank, I think we've only got 2 10-slot bags. There's extra there, and herbs are becoming a really tight thing to be keeping around. Now you've got an alchemy bag, we've got a rogue materials bag and some quest items, we've got herbs and more quest items, and then we've got Stranglethorn Veil stuff that ideally would be just in the bank while not in Stranglethorn. I've been putting off buying it. I don't think I can anymore. I was starting to have to destroy a few things while we were in Stranglethorn just because of all of the pages we were finding. So you just need to be contained. We've got one thing to hand in Orgrimmar. Don't think there's anything else to pick up from there immediately. Or maybe the necklace recovery again. Oh, and to Gadget's End quest. Stars. Okay. So there's a few things to pick up. Eventually. Oh, the tab for this task. Wait. Mostly. Necklace recovery we want because we're going to Badlands. get the cooking and the dust swallow quest and wait for later. There's just that question of, can we get rid of anything out of our bags? Maybe the goblin fishing pole can go in the bank too. Sea carp certainly can. The old testing kit. Travel scheme can go in the Stranglethorn Vale stuff. I mean, you do, but I mean, it's not much. It's not much more than Shaman, and it would be similar if I'd gone engineering as well. I'd need space for ores or mining. I'd need space for target dummies and bombs and etc. etc. Flame sacks can go in the bank too. That's a quest hand-in that will happen. Mage leaf go in the bank for the moment. I think there's that singular strangle kelp can. Silk cloth. We can bandage and sell. You started a second rogue with herbalk after, yeah. One of the things that I really like about alchemy is that while it has an effect, gathering herbs to level takes a lot less time than gathering mining to level as well. I don't know if you're noticing that. Like by the time you gather herbs, leveling alchemy, you don't need much in the way of materials, and basically everything you craft is usable. Whereas if you're leveling engineering, you need a massive ton of ores and stone and all the rest of it. And then a lot of what you craft to level the skill is just trash. You just immediately sell it. And often, like by the especially early on, by the time you've got like enough what's the word? By the time you've got enough materials to level engineering as self-found, you've already passed the point at which some of that was useful. So either you have to power level mine so that you stay on top of it, or you have to be okay with just it being behind. And then, of course, unless you start with skinning, like you don't have really any, or you don't have much of the leather that you would want to use with it, so some things are just simply gated by materials that you've got, or you have to spend a long time going around fishing pools in order to fish up the leather that you want to craft the things that you would like to use, which is a little bit of a faff. I do think if I wasn't self-found, then engineering would feel a lot better and make a lot more sense on the road, because you can just buy the leather off the auction house, or anything you can't gather, you can just purchase the mats and make it, and it's not an issue. And then you can have really high engineering really early on, and it feels amazing. But you can't do that as self-found. You can't use the auction house, so it requires a much greater time investment into simply having a usable thing. Right, what do we need? We need lesser visibility and healing potions. We also need a gyrochronotom. Put the enchanted teacup there. Name sacks. Fishing. Quest items. Do you find with SF you're more connected with your character, invest more time? Yeah, absolutely. You do. It makes a lot more difference. You have to put a lot more thought into what you do, the order you do it in. Yeah, it has an immense impact on everything. If you want a profession skill, you need to invest huge amounts of time. Because you have to do all the gathering yourself. But on the Shaman, I've been trying to stick with leatherworking and skinning as long as possible. I don't think that I've really like made many items from it that I'm actually using, which is a shame. I've spent more time skinning, obviously, and that has made me more money. I don't know if not skinning and just killing more stuff would have been a better, more efficient use of time.
Oh, do I have a
Now
deal
we're
for you?
here to check for the Gyrocron Tom. There is not one.
For real?
Um,
Potential
check the
customer.
different layers. Also not one.
Hurry back. Yo. Yo. Zog zog.
I think we're still on layer 2. I'm uncertain.
Time is money, friend.
It's the same stuff that was sold a moment ago. There we go. Layer 3. No, 1 rather. 1's framework. Nope. Nope, nope. You can check for one in Undercity as well. The other thing I think it teaches you is like more about the game itself. There are things that you suddenly have to know if you want to take engineering and you want to make specific things. Then you know either you've got to gather those things in advance using a different profession before you get engineering, or you've got to have fishing and get lockboxes. Or there are some things that you just can't get, and it's worth knowing that as well. I mean, it's not necessary to spend time learning all of that, but I think it's interesting, and like, it certainly improves your get overall game knowledge to do it. That's and to Barrels, which we do not want. And maybe sprint to make the Zeppelin, maybe. Maybe. If we don't make the Zeppelin, then we'll be waiting here quite a long time anyway, so it's worth using the sprint. You find with NG, you go out to mine a lot and come back, and then have to put it in the bank. Yeah, I would somewhat agree with that. I mean, I on every character, I make a point of getting to 10 slot bags as quickly as possible. Like with I think it's usually possible to get 2 or even 3 by level 22-ish, depending on class costs stuff. I play the game. I do quests. People sometimes skip quests and choose to grind instead. But quests often provide expensive things that you can sell or high value silver rewards. People underestimate that. Early on, on some characters you can go skinning plus leatherworking. What you skin, if you don't mind investing some of that leather, and you lose a tiny bit of money, but you don't lose much money to get to a point where you can craft the first green pair of boots. I forget offhand what they're called, but it's something like 55 leatherworking skill. And the way you would do that is you would skin everything, and you would save up all of your ruined scraps, and you would transform all of your ruined scraps once you had enough, all into light leather. And normally, if you were just skinning and you didn't have leatherworking, it's actually a loss to use leatherworking to transform the scraps into light leather. But if you take leatherworking to 55 and get the boots, you can craft, was it 8 light leather, plus 5 coarse thread, and the boots sell for 1 silver, essentially more than they cost to make. If you think how much light leather you get early on in the game from skinning, you can make a surprising amount just from adding a silver on to every craft. And it's not necessary to do that. Like, it gives you a slight advantage. You can buy that bag slightly earlier without, like, on all of my self-found characters, I buy every single skill when I train. I don't skip stuff. I just train it all. Bag. So the people were telling me on Warrior that I could skip a lot of stuff. And I tried it while I was leveling, and I didn't feel that it really saved me enough to be worthwhile. Because the only real point that you're saving for is getting your mount earlier, right? And I don't think it helped that much.
I have exactly what you need.
Like, it just didn't feel impactful. Like I tried it because people had told me it, it improved your quality of life. I think, what level did I get Mount on the Warrior? It was something like 44 or 46. Like, it wasn't super late, but it wasn't super early either. And given that you need 9... Hang on.
I haven't got all day. Beware the living.
Yeah, so that was expensive. um, no, I think most of these auto-update, don't they? 3, kick, 3, and wound poison, 4. Stealth auto is vanish auto. Vanishes auto as well. Have I got everything on macros? No, I don't. I think for the warrior I put a lot of stuff on macros because it needs it with the stance swapping. Like, it's kind of unavoidable. Need more instant, don't we? Two. Next instant 44. Couple of levels. If I was doing stuff like PvP, then I might want more macros, perhaps. And I'd probably want more keybinds for specific abilities. I don't think that's really necessary doing PvE, as long as you know, as long as you've got everything that's general use prepped and easy muscle memory. I think really you're fine. But certainly the worry with swapping stances and for specific ability use was needed. Otherwise, it just feels horrible. There's just no quality of life. Now we need some more crippling poison, don't we? For a second, that's 50 though. For casters, I always use the shoot macro because I hate weapon toggling one-shots. If you want to cancel one shot, all you need to do is tap a movement key anyway, and it stops using the wand. So it's not like you need a stop attack. And yeah, so I'll pull the macro up in a second. But normally your attack for shoot toggles it on or off, which is, I find it super annoying. I mean, it's very similar to shoot bow, where you toggle it, and it's irritating. But I think with bow, do you have to press it every time? But with the ones, you press it and it's on, and then you press it again and it's off. But I always use this one macro, which is just cast exclamation shoot, and that, no matter how many times you push the button, it just turns it on. If it's already on, it does nothing. So you don't risk cancelling what you're doing. There's just nothing worse than being in combat and just accidentally double tapping the button. And finding you're not actually doing anything. Oh, another 10 gold on a bag slot. 180 on a bag. Oh, quest item. Quest item where it's obvious. And Gyrochronoton. That is also we need. Want to go to the engineering trainer. Now we've despite doing all the training and the extra bag, we've still got 20 gold, which I think is fine.
What is it? Speak quickly. I have exactly what you need.
I don't do anything that, to make extra gold on this character. 42 with alchemy, herbalism. Oh, I think I might need to spend 5 to, yeah, I need to train the next level of herb. Oh, 450 anyway.
Be quick about your business.
Yeah.
Do not seek death.
yeah, as I was saying, I don't. I just play the game. I do the quests in the zones. Fight stuff. That, that's it.
I'm listening.
You know, I'm not. There's nothing that we're crafting on this character particularly. I mean, I've done more crafting on the Shaman, with the leatherworking, and that's obviously had an impact.
Embrace the shadow.
I don't know if it's had much of an impact. That's the only thing. Like, you spend the extra time crafting the leather into items and selling it, and it sells for a lot more, right? But that action takes time. Would it have been more efficient to simply kill more mobs, get more experience, be a higher level by that point, and therefore have got more vendor trash to sell? And the answer is I don't know. I don't fully know.
Better be good. What is it?
I haven't got all day.
Oh, that's unhelpful.
Speak quickly.
If you're wondering why I'm marking mobs,
What do you require?
while you're waiting to swap lair, if you haven't got other players around to give you a clue, then when you lair swap, that mark disappears because it's a different instance of the mob, and it's no longer marked. That can be a helpful tip, yes. So you'd go for the vendor trash, gaining XP as well as gold. Yeah, it's difficult. Like with the leatherworking, I've been leveling it for two reasons. The first, it was making some extra cash. The second is the gear that you can get for it, and some bits of gear have been helpful, for sure. And particularly with the Shaman, I wanted to tank Rage Fire Chasm at a low level, so having those early greens made that much smoother.
Be quick about your business.
And there have been a few items we've crafted along the way that have certainly felt like they've helped, but I don't know if it's made enough of a difference. Because obviously, instead of those items, we'd potentially have had herbalism and alchemy, or we'd had mining and engineering. Although I do feel that mining engineering doesn't do a lot, although it makes shaman tanking feel a lot better, for sure. There is no Gyrochronotom. Oh, he's problematic. I'll have to check if there's anywhere else that we can buy it. goblin Alterac Mountains, actually. In a cage by the ogres. That can sell it. So that's our next check, I think. We do that when we do Frostmoor. Any other quests I want to pick up? Not lines of communication. We want to pick up the reclaiming treasures though.
What is it?
This had better be
Then
good.
all spread. Wait, didn't I pick up the flight point? I went to Hammerfall. I could have sworn that the flight point just didn't pop up then. Well, we're going to Taramel regardless. I've got a few quests up here. I will do them, I think, because we're not that far from being honoured with Orgrimmar and Thunderbluff. Those are the next two important mutations. And one thing actually that I can recommend is on a new character, taking the time to do multiple starting zones to get yourself some early faction rep. Because once you hit honoured, you save 10% of what you of any cost related to that city. So training, flight points, repair costs, everything's 10% cheaper. And early on, a 10% saving isn't much. The earlier you get honoured, the more you save. And when you're talking about training costs, like especially when you get to the end training costs, we've got 132 gold left to spend. So we'll save 13.
And you are...
Listening. Goodbye.
Tokens. Infiltration. We can do.
What do you need?
Might look to do Crown of Will while we're here. Rod.
Yes.
Oh, Bard. Get found the Baron Vardis quest. Certainly the other two. Track the olden ones. Do need to buy the South Shore
Speak
out.
quickly.
West.
Victory for Sylvanas.
Track Trollbane. That. Or that. In Arathi. Let's hopefully henchman alive. Maybe not. That's a night elf that's been doing it.
What can I do for you?
Oh yeah, right.
Hey there.
Baron Vardis.
Have a good one. See you later.
He doesn't offer the quest to other people, I think, if he's done it once, because he's given the missive away, so we'll kill him so other people beat it too when he respawns. Right. I'm gonna go through here. Check for Halcular's Rod. And infiltration. So this will be on our way to stone tokens and prison break-in, essentially. So this feels both good and terrible. On the Shaman, when we were doing this, of course, you can skin every single one of these. So I currently feel like I'm abandoning huge amounts of leather. But obviously we can't actually gather it. But we can... The other thing we're here for is Winter's Bite. And we need that to make frost oil. We need to go into the heat to the frost oil recipe. the frost oil is for a quest in the Badlands for the nifty stopwatch. Without frost oil you cannot complete the quest chain. That's also what the lesser invisibility and healing potion are for, and the gyrochronotom. Without any of those items you just can't get the trinket. So you have, as self-found, you have a choice. Either at some point you go alchemy and herbalism, or you don't get the nifty stopwatch. Right, fortunately, the hostile recipe is only 200 skill, I think. So that's helpful. And on the way, of course, you can make things like strong troll's blood that you need for the Battle of Hillsbrad quest chain. So it enables you to complete an extra part of that and get some more experience there too. But obviously it takes some time. I don't think it actually takes too much time really to get to 200. A large chunk of the early alchemy leveling is just East Bloom and Silverleaf and Earthroot. And then you've got your... Well, people say... Like the guides say Briarthorn, but when you're self-found and you're forced to gather yourself rather than buying off the auction house, it's kind of easier to get like a mix of Briarthorn and Stranglekelp and Mage Royal, and just have some like, extra Peace Bloom and Earthroot to go along with it. I think that feels faster. Otherwise, if you try and follow the guide and the only thing you're looking for is Briarthorn in order to level it, I think it's actually more inefficient. Yeti competition, apparently. I don't think it's very smart yet, however. Yeah, I think they made the right choice. We're going to kill these things way quicker than they will. Yeah, whether you think doing alchemy to get that trinket is worth it or not is debatable. I think some classes benefit from it a lot more than others. There is the rod drop. Don't need to kill any more yetis. And this is the alchemy supplies. We'll go. Well, we can't jump over this wall here, unfortunately. That would make it too easy. But the fastest way inside from here, go around the outside. Way. This route also takes us past the goblin that we want to check for the Tom. A lot of people don't know about this vendor. All these ogres have a goblin, a cage that continues to do business.
Can I help you?
Is no.
Have a great day now.
And what we'll do then is we'll go inside. Can you get around? I don't know if you can get in here or if you have to go all the way to the top. But you might be able to get in here. Maybe. Okay, we can just wiggle through there. That's really good to know, because getting to this vendor is a right pain otherwise. Does not currently have frost oil.
Glad I could help. Time is money, friend. Hurry back.
Well, we can layer and check the other layers. Otherwise, if there weren't layers, you'd have to stand here until it spawned in his sale, which would suck.
Talk to me. For real.
It might be that the game thinks we've done much layering. We have a high cooldown.
What's up? Hurry back!
Oh, it just moved the green one. So everything's going to go dark for a minute. Because what we're going to do is Alt F4 and restart. Which might seem rather confusing, but essentially, if you log off normally, it has no impact on your layer cooldown at all. If you Alt F4, log back in, it should reset it. Yeah. And it's when you need to check a ridiculous number of vendors in a ridiculous amount of time. You know, it kind of sucks. Okay. Layered straight away. Still no hostile. Don't think we can go back out the same way, though, can we? It's going to be faster. No, we're on layer 1 instead of layer 3 now. And I don't think we can. Oh no, no, we can. We can. Maybe a little bit of jumping and wiggling. Perhaps stealth will help. Nope, I don't think we're getting through there. We might, however, be able to jump to the wall. Maybe. Probably not, actually. I will give wiggling through one last try. Make it be possible to jump at an angle. No, absolutely not. We'll have to go around the outside. The reason I'm not immediately checking layer 2 as well is because I want to go back to the vendor by the ogres to check that, or the gyrochronotom, and then we'll come back in over the wall, I guess. At least this way we can check 2 vendors in one layer. Yeah, the limited quantity stuff is such a pain sometimes.
Can I help you?
The contact bronze tube stuff.
Daylight's burning.
should, hopefully. Layer to 2.
Greetings. Right.
Go.
Pleased to meet you.
All new.
You have a great day now.
If you weren't self-found, it wouldn't be an issue. You know, you'd be able to go to the auction house and purchase the one item that you needed, and hooray, you'd be done. But obviously, we don't have that luxury. So we've got to do everything that we can. I am surprised though it wasn't up in the gyrochromaton, that is, wasn't up in either city.
What's up?
Frost oil is not here either.
Is it real?
Well, that only means one thing then. We go and hand in Killer's Revenge and the infiltration quest. Do the other stuff on turn. I think that's the most efficient pathing from now. And then once we've done that, we'll do 1 tokens, prison break-in, then we'll come and check the vendors again on the way back. I think that's the least impactful on our time. I don't want to sit at the vendor waiting and waiting and waiting for a long duration respawn to happen in an inventory. We could be there for an hour or so. It'd just be a waste of time. Well, not a waste of time, but it would take ages.
Strength and honor. Strength. Gold.
go! Glad I could help!
Salutations! Seeing you. Interesting. Off and away. Hey. Seeing you. Would you like to purchase something? Off and away. Making a special purchase? Right.
So, really, like, if the mob hadn't run back into the patrol, like, that wouldn't really have been an issue, because they wouldn't have pulled. And, of course, the Baron aggroed in the middle of everything instead of the other one pulling back cleanly. It's like the bow shot didn't finish it off in one. Oh yeah, I wouldn't have stuck it as long as I did if not for Vanish. I'd have reset before the patrol pathed into me. Like if I was on a warrior or something. But when you're on a rogue, you know, well, if I kill this with burst, the patrol isn't even going to get to me in aggro, and then I can just go and kill Baron, right? The jailer's upstairs, likely then. Which is the most convenient point for him to be.
What do you mean? May your blades never dull.
Yeah, there were just so many silly little things that contributed to that kind of farcical situation. Go back, hand these in. And think about Arathi Islands soon.
Sub-Sub, go forth to victory for the Horde.
I haven't got all day. Watch your back. Hello? Goodbye.
And you, trust no one.
Trust no one. Speak quickly. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, that quest you can solo on a warlock or probably a hunter. Seen a shaman solo it, but it was very close and very sketchy, and I've seen other shamans die there. Rogue's pretty safe to do it. Got vanish in an emergency. Just gonna head into South Shore and hand in Helcula's Revenge. Gonna mark time cards pathing so that we don't grow anything. All my marks just reset. Weird. Running at the bear. So like that's one of the most important guards to keep track of. No, no, he wasn't running at me. So it's pathing away. We can kind of walk in between these two. This is the only bit I don't really like, where you can't quite see while you're walking up the hill. Right. Hello, Shadow Assassin. Very close to Thunderbluff on it. Go back to Dalaran. Do the braces and the patrols. Maybe have a look for Crown of Will. No one in Guild needs it at all. Nobody. Kind of need to show Hillsbrad as well for it. Mountains. Take care, Nussies. Getting good to have you here to chat to. And hopefully we'll make it down to Badlands today. With any luck. Quite possibly not until this evening, I would imagine, but see. Take care. I would put on poisons for this, but the elementals will be nature immune. So, not going to be helpful at all. A lot of runes of opening and no boxes to open. So it's kind of useless. If the boxes dropped anything that was remotely useful, or even worth anything, I would care a lot more, but I don't. It's just a weird part of this area. All the summoners. Right. 5 runes of opening, not a single box. Oh, that's the last of those. Yeah, we're far enough south we go this way. I'm not expecting a lot of people to be looking for this quest chain. A lot of people skip it. But, Um, um, three.
What do you require? Beware.
Weird, weird quest line.
Victory for Sylvanas.
Right, but like, there's a lot to a mage. I think that doesn't fit with how other classes play and doesn't transfer well necessarily. You have to be a lot more aware of cooldowns. You have to be a lot more aware of like, what order to use those cooldowns in
Be quick about your business.
to be properly
Embrace the
safe.
shadow.
If There's just so many. Like I think people who say Mage is easy are often people who have played Mage a lot. I think maybe forgot. Yeah, we forgot to take the flight path. Looks like we're doing that run again. Yeah. Just 10 years, he says. Like, if you're somewhat competent and have played the game for 10 years and have learnt how to kite, do all these other things on multiple characters, like, you're going to find Mage somewhat easy. I am unsurprised by his or their revelation. I don't know where. Like, congratulations, you find Mage easy because you have experience. There are a lot of people who either don't have that experience or just aren't as good a player and don't understand that you need to use the Mage cooldowns in a particular order, so that once you've used one cooldown and then have manipulated the mobs into a particular place, that cooldown will be back up again when you need it imminently. And if you use them in the wrong order, what happens is that you suddenly find yourself needing a particular cooldown, but it's 10 seconds away. What are you going to do? And there are people who play hardcore who don't look up the guides and try and figure it out themselves, and fair play to them. But they're obviously going to find being successful on a Mage, not knowing all of the rotational information, not having that sort of amount of experience with the class in vanilla, they're going to struggle. They're going to find it hard. Well, let's look at this as an opportunity. We need to come and do these Boulder Fist ogres anyway. And we can look out for some more herbs while we're here as well. Need 8 of these external ogres. And then we need 10 inside the ogre mound itself. No, that's not terrible. Not terrible at all. Shame the druids can't use polearms, otherwise that'd be pretty good. Side done. Go into the tunnel. We abandon Crown of All Search. Wild steep. Awesome. We'll go through middle of this we'll head. We'll check the Goldthorn. Check for Wild Steel Bloom. Hammerfall. We'll reveal Refuge Point. Well, and Shelley. Shame. No Goldthorn here at all. Oh, I knew there was something I forgot. I didn't train herbalism, did I? No. I did not. Ooh, actually. Steal some. Both of them, Sol and Fardell. Looks that way. To kill a couple of labourers to get him out. quest done. Use weed somewhere. There. You have the quest. Bane, don't need to track it. The first thing I'm going to do. Currently grab the light point. That's cool.
What do you need? Down. Good. Speak, friend. What are you looking for? Taboo. Blood and thunder.
Learn the next bandages.
Better be good.
Heavy weave. Good, good. Need a little bit more Mage weave cloth. I need to get to 260. Only 18 skill away for rune cloth.
Hey there. Be seeing ya evermore. Okie dokie. See ya later. Later.
Alright, so first things that we need to do are call to arms, foul magics, raptors while we travel. But I'm going to start off with kobolds. See how quickly these things die, and I think they actually have an annoying habit of running, these ones. And it is a cave, so Stick with poison. Good morning, Paul. How are you? I had a bit of a sketchy day yesterday. 2 disconnecty type things. Thankfully, the rogue has survived. You say snow fell last night? No, well, the second DC we had was our internet service provider doing line maintenance, specifically to our connection. Like they were doing some check or something and needed to reset connection that we have to run some sort of test. Apparently it's quite normal and standard, but it would really help if they gave some sort of warning. But I figure they think, oh well, we're running it super late at night, so it's not going to interrupt or impact anyone. And the other DC was a system or a game crash, and which then crashed the computer. We avoided drowning. We avoided dying to an elite mob that we were about to engage. And as for the snow, I don't really get snow near where I am. Might get some frost, maybe. I think the last snowfall we had was like 7 years ago. Like proper snow in the city. And even then that only lasted for like a day and a half. And was barely enough to roll into a snowman like 30 centimeters high. So I would even then I wouldn't really call it snow. It was more of a suggestion of that snow might be around somewhere else. Ooh, large knapsack. Awesome. We need the bag space. Jacket area. Thieves' tools go in here. Salty. That's more of a potion than anything else. Blinding powder, flash powder. It's more of a quest item. Leaf Tweed. That'll do for now. Yeah, we've had frost here, I guess. But, yeah, snow, nah. Ignore that surveyor for the moment. And clear this side tunnel. Okay. Respawns. There's someone else that's been here recently then, I guess. Oh. Yeah, well, I mean, that means that the entire cave is empty now. So, I guess we do something crazy. Let's lair in a cave. Well, this is definitely a different cave. With mobs. Is this another lair that's just been completely cleared? Well, we've got one mob up here, so maybe not. What layer were we on before? 2? I mean, things are alive outside. Well, I was just about to say things are alive outside here. A feeling we were led to. Everything. This cave just. God. Fine. Fine. Well, I mean, it's not entirely accurate. Like, they probably will do another cathedral run at some point on this character for experience, but there are so many quests to catch up on right now that it's just not worth it. what's the betting? What are the odds that we kill these respawns, we get the last moat, and then when we go into the cave, it's not busy anymore? You know, like literally we've walked out after failing to get moat dropped all the time, and of course, naturally, first two mobs outside, away from the cave, both drop. No, it's still so busy. Anyway, the next quest is really quick to do. Need to walk south, kill a bunch of trolls. Gold sword. Is looking for a different one. So check. Okay. Changed it. Save. Next there is 10 headhunters and 8 stones. Life fruit down there. Skip that. Stop. Some over here next to one of these headhunters. this last Witch Doctor. And then we need 3 headhunters, 2 axe throwers. One more headhunter. And 2 more axe throwers. They will be outside. I'll kill north just now, so we'll head south. The steel loom. Oh, what's that? We're probably far south enough that we can come back up by this thundering binding. Grab the thundering key, make that a little bit more efficient. No, can't. I'm gonna say if we can grab the key this range. Yeah, so it's no. Nope. You're not. Or the better. The stamina. Nope. Resting key as well. And in arms. Isn't it? That's it under Sissy. And then we need to head across and do Wrapped Eyes, Foul Magics.
Stronghold. Go forth to victory.
Okay. I think, given the time, I will call a halt to things here for the moment. I need to stop and get something to eat before coming back to continue with the Arathi Highlands. So, I don't know exactly how long I'll be, but I should be back for a little while. What's left for me to say right now then is thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.